Hello everyone. The expansion is coming, but I wanted to share you the most OP build ever. Uh, and when I say ever, I kind of mean ever. I don't recall seeing any build more powerful than this, in my history of Diablo. So it's a lightning spear sorcerer. I'm sure you guys have kind of seen it. I wanna go into details. Yeah, doing this stuff for Diablo 4 is a little bit hard, guys, because of the complicatedness of the Paragon tree. But let's just go over it. It's an end game build. I wouldn't suggest doing it before, having the pieces necessary. So Shaco and Tyrael are the really big bombs, right? We have two mythical units here. We want some gloves with a lot of damage potential. Because this is hardcore, I do have life in here. Normally you would probably want crit chance, crit damage, and intelligence. Thibaut, these are legs. It could be replaced with good rare bull, good rare legs, right? Because then you could do the aspect imprinting. The boots is Asus, right? You want the secondary, you want the aspect to be as close as 40 as you can. I wouldn't suggest using anything below 38 or so. The weapon is going to be a rare staff, a legendary staff with intelligence, life, and crit damage. You tamper double casting lightning spear and crit damage on it. On the gloves, you imprint, you tamper lightning spear, lucky hit, and crit damage. On the legs, you can use ice armor duration and warmth maybe. The amulet is the fractured winter glass, right? The conjuration cooldown reduction should definitely be 0.3. Anything below is going to be, kind of worthless. The aspects are also pretty important. Both aspects, right? Casting Frozen Orb, that should be close to max, and the Lucky Hit should also be close to max as well. We use Tal Russia. We want great graphics on the cooldown reduction if possible, alongside with the Shaco, right? And we want crit chance, crit damage, and intelligence or attack speed ring with crit damage and lightning spear cooldown tampered on it. We use the Frozen Orbit power in here. We mix and match our gems until we get maxed out armor. That's 9230, and max out resistances, but it's gonna be easy with Tyrael's Might and Harlequin Crest, aka Shaco. So as you can see, my gear is tampered masterwork up to 8. Of course, when it goes 12, it goes much more powerful. We can do Nightmare Dungeons 100 easily, even at this form. I'm gonna show you the pit. I don't want to go too high before the masterworking stuff is done, so let's just do something. Maybe we do okay, that's not gonna happen. I didn't do these by myself. Like, these are with other people, and you can tell it how it jumps. By the way, it jumps, right? And as you can see, I can go all the way up to 73 by myself, but jumps, you can tell. Let me try 73. So guys, the trash is really simple, right? You just don't have to jump into the Young Death explosions, and it can handle itself. The boss is a little more dangerous, and because the masterworking isn't properly done now, the cooldown I have on lightning speed is not very good, but as you can see, it does decent damage. The cooldown is a problem. The damage is, as you can see, it kinda already like 30%. in 30 seconds. And you know, that's kind of the amount of time it takes, you know, 1.5 minutes or so for the trash. But you know, in the pit, they spawn the clones of some bosses that you can't touch. Some of the bosses, namely Mother's Judgment, are very dangerous with very high damage output. So I dislike pit compared to the Infernal Hordes. I mean, I do the pit only if I need, you know, a small amount of materials, otherwise I just go. I just go Infernal Hordes. This is the highest pit I have cleared this season so far, if I am clearing. Let us just, you know, safe. I will wait for that cooldown. Please not Mother's Judgment. Okay. Not Mother's Judgment. The other guys are doing some casting. As you can see, passed with kind of flying colors. That's the pit, and I can't go up a little more, I'm sure. Not too bad, I guess. You could keep it. I mean, not for this build, but well, expansion is arriving in 2 days. There's that. You just keep that one though. So guys, the thing is, I have played, you know, hardcore quite a bit, and some of the aspects I have are not maxed out, and it's getting on my nerves. See, Storm Sword is not maxed, this one is maxed, and this one is not maxed either. And as I said, guys, I did play quite a bit. Anyways, that's the pit. Let me show you the Infernal Hordes. Tier 6, let's go. So tier 6 is the last tier in which Ingolith drops. After that, on 7 and 8, Neafiran drop, which is what we want. But there is something special with 6. On 6 we get to you know, enjoy 8 waves, and more importantly, we get to enjoy Stygian Stone drops from the material bank. So we just do our frozen orbs and, you know, refresh the cooldown of our lightning spear, and my lightning spear cooldown right now is pretty bad. So it can go down to, you know, with a perfect build and perfect items, it can go down to, you know, somewhere like 5 seconds. But yeah, I mean, I'm talking about real perfect here. You know, greater FX cooldown reduction, shock or greater FX cooldown reduction. Mustang, Tal Russia, right? All triple masterwork, great triple masterwork, lightning speed, cooldown reduction, ring, etc. And we are very far from it, and we just also don't have that kind of time. So guys, in Infernal Hordes, your performance will be based a little on RNG, right? The upgrades that show, because you know, the basic way that this place goes is not going to give you much, right? You need the right upgrades, and the right upgrades are the Hellborn upgrades. Let's take a look if we have them. Sadly, we don't. That one is the best one here. At least we get the events spawn faster, but so guys, Hellborn spawn in multiples, right? And there are other upgrades that make Hellborn give more, right? So that's why Hellborn is unmatched in providing either. And if we don't get Hellborn early on, well, I mean, even 300 either on 6 at least would be, yeah, I think it will be a good result. And of course, it also makes a difference when you do higher, because there are more ways you get to enjoy the benefits of your upgrades more. So we can just now do for an airborne upgrade. Again, Soul Spire. I hate Soul Spires. Okay. Aha, we got it. Okay guys, so after this point, we got any upgrade related to Hellborn. Like we want more Hellborn spawn, they provide more either, more Hellborn damage, more either. And of course the best one is more Hellborn spawn, more either. And so our either production should increase quite a bit now. Some Hellborn there. So yeah guys, I mean, I have been uploading a few build videos, and in Diablo 4 it's a little bit hard, right? I mean, you have to talk about the items, you have to talk about the skill points, you have to talk about paragon points, you have to talk about the aspects. It's a little bit much, like you can't really cover it all. And with the expansion, it's even going to get more complicated. Right now, I believe we have something along the lines of 225 paragon points to spend. It's going to go up to 330. Sadly, there is not another. Yeah, I'll just grab this more either, but it's not ideal. And so this will give us Obricide. So right now, my build is at medium power at most. Right? The lightning spear cooldown is pretty terrible. I am masterwork up to 8, and the only thing I have done is my level and my glyphs. Everything else is missing. Like the masterwork should be on 12, and the masterwork should be right. That's how this build gets started. It's a very end game build. I mean, you should be starting out with something else, and doing formatting your boss rounds and gathering the gear, and then switching into this, and immediately starts rerolling the masterworking for direct stuff. Right? So for example guys, this build is, I don't have extremely good gear, but it could find towards 8 easily. But so why am I not able now? Well, that's the worst one. Well, that's not the worst one, but it doesn't give any either, but it's going to make us much more powerful. Like we will be able to spam lightning spear like crazy, because it increases our attack speed and reduces our cooldowns. You will observe in a second. Okay, where are they? Okay, as soon as I kill some Hellborn, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, incoming, GG. Because there is a red visual on the character now, that means the thing has been triggered. And take a look at this. I keep spamming the ultimate almost. Yeah, nothing's gonna solve that now. So guys, my cooldown problem has now been solved. I can pick all the challenging upgrades now. I still probably would be a little shy to pick, the final boss 50% additional damage, but Butcher, no problem, Either Lords, no problem. I mean, I probably wouldn't pick Either Lords, not because I would be afraid of them, but they would be reducing the probability of getting Hellborn. Yeah, let's get the Butcher, and I can show you what I mean. So that's plus 25 either, not a bad amount, but it's just once, right? So still it doesn't hold a candle to Hellborn upgrades, even at wave 6. So he should be coming soon. There he is. There you go, sir. Sorry, not finish yet. Already dead, by the way. I mean guys, this So this empowerment thingy, right? But it is a little bit, it's not very easy to hit it, right? You first have to get the hellborn thingy, and then you have to get the slaying hellborn invigorator thingy. But if you can manage it, guys, it will allow you to do at least one, if not two infernal tears higher than normal, because the power up is insane. Cooldown shorter, increase attack speed. Hellborn. Oh, these are very bad. Worthless. In hardcore, guys, you want to be doing content in which you can handle the butcher, right? In nightmare dungeons, in here, if the butcher makes you scared, then you probably should not be doing that way, especially in hardcore. And by the way, in endgame activities, Blizzard even made softcore a little bit like hardcore. Death is severely punished. In Pit, you keep losing time. Of course, it has nothing on the death on hardcore, but still it is punishing. And in here, you have several rights to die, and if you use them all of your effort goes to waste. Obviously, in hardcore, it's not meaningful, but you can't die anyway. Alright, so what's this? Again, nothing. Shall I show you the Either Lords? Let's just do so. So Either Lords, I mean, normal guys I avoid, right? Because they reduce the chances of getting as you can see, I'm not getting hellborn here before, just with the Lord spawns. And guys, if your damage is a little bit low, I definitely would suggest picking Either Lords, because you could have multiple, and they can become pretty problematic. They do some big area casts like this, right? If you have multiple around, it could go pretty wrong. Finally, some hellborn. So that was well timed, because now we are going to engage the boss. So the thing I was saying about being able to do higher Infernal Horde tiers is this power up makes you so powerful, the boss becomes much easier, as I'm about to demonstrate to you now. So oh, it did run out. I don't have the red visual on me anymore. Let's see how good the damage is. I mean, I was in my mind focusing single target, and yeah, they all die. Yeah, this chest is, I suppose, always worth it. There's a double greater epic string. Sadly, and we get our materials here, and of course, as I said, on stage 6 and higher, it can drop Stygian stones. But 7 is the real deal. If you can start doing 7, you can get everything that you have easily to 12 masterwork. The real grind is doing it over and over and over and over until you get the right ones. Right? That's the point I'm at, and I obviously don't have that much time, so let me just go over the build a little bit more in detail. And by the way, guys, as far as I read, this build doesn't look like it's getting out of commission. So in Diablo 3, we had very powerful builds at one point, maybe OP builds at some point, and they were balanced by either by making the build dysfunctional or balancing it down. It doesn't look like this build is getting quite balanced down, right? I mean, that's what I was able to read from the patch notes of the expansion anyway. Maybe there will be something. So guys, what do we use? We use the teleport, right, for becoming unstoppable, and also 30% damage reduction, 30% movement speed. We have the ice armor. That's a wonderful sorcery skill. Everyone use it. It forms a big shield. The cooldown is about 12 seconds. The duration is 6 seconds. You take some passives to increase the duration, and also you pick that upgrade that reduces its cooldown, so you kinda can keep it up always. Flame shield is for immunity. It's beautiful. So it is another unstoppable source as well. I mean, you only use this in dire need. This is unstable currents, gives us 25% movement speed, and casts a lot of conjuration skills, triggers the passive. Frozen Orb is to reset the cooldown of Lightning Spear, and Lightning Spear is our main damage skill. So as you can see, I have only 1 point in it, because the thing is, it's actually not the Lightning Spear that does damage. It's an interesting build. It's actually this aspect that deals damage. That's what does the damage. And this effect gets modified by crit damage bonus, and goes millions and millions. It's insane. So Lightning Spear is just a messenger that delivers the damage, so we don't need any more points in it. Conjuration Mastery is one of the skills that makes this build tick. There we are. And you can reach very high amount of conjurations, right? With the proper cooldown reduction, etc. People can see like 50s at this point. The only nerf I have seen to this build is this is going to get capped by 30, right? And of course, because my build is doing its baby steps, I can barely exceed 10. But guys, imagine if you have 50 conjurations, 400% damage, 400% movement speed. Of course, it's going to get capped, and 800% memory regeneration. You kind of become a very, very powerful. See, right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and that's about it for this build, right? For my build at this level, right? But it can go much, much higher. There is the classic passes. For glyphs we use Charge, Conjure, Destruction, Elementals, Exploit, Flame Feeder, Tactician, and Unleash. We use an unreal amount of glyphs, right? There are builds with 6 glyphs, and this uses 8, and we just kind of use as many glyphs as we can, right? Anything that helps us. So how does it happen? So guys, Lightning Spear is normally on a 20-second cooldown, and with all the cooldown reduction that we have, we can bring it down to this one, right? Maybe a little bit lower, but the thing is, it's not going to be sufficient, right? This is too slow still. So what does it do? This Fractured Winter class does it. Whenever a Frozen Earth explodes, right? Conjuration cooldowns, which is Lightning Spear, gets reduced by 0.6 seconds, right? This is a good one, of course. I have a great graphics in there, and I have 2 master working in there, right? And of course, sometimes you cast double Frozen Orb. Sometimes, as you can see, the Frozen Orb leaves behind another conjuration, right? Sometimes you can trigger another Frozen Orb because of the Lucky Hit and the Frozen Orb mechanic. So you reset whatever cooldown that remains with Fractured Winter Glass. This item rolling proper is the most important thing there is in this build, right? So you can never accept any. So this item basically rolls 0.1, 0.2, or 0.3 cooldown reduction, right? You have to go for 0.3. So yeah, that's a nice one. Tal Russia, you kind of want the secondary to be good, but more importantly, you want the cooldown reduction maxed out, if not great traffic. So I should be rerolling that Tal Russia as well. But the biggest source of cooldown reduction is Shaco, so I am rerolling Shaco at this point. That's about the build, guys, and it is the strongest build ever. We'll see how it will remain when the season hits, and I hopefully will be able to do my just before the expansion hits series, before the expansion hits, because Diablo 4 was a little bit complicated when it was released, right? A lot of people that like Diablo were driven away, including myself, but I was also partially driven away by my computer, right? It couldn't handle the game. Turns out the thermal paste on my screen card, graphic card, dried up. Well, the new computer handles it just fine, obviously, as you can see. So anyway, there were vulnerable enemies, there were overpowered enemies, there is fortifying, there is distant enemies, close enemies. There are a lot of concepts in the game, right? So in the year that passed after the release, they have removed some of those, right? That they have, clarified on some of those, but still, I think it needs a little more clarification. So guys, I am planning on doing several short, for my standards, short videos in which I explain what is overpowered, what is fortified, in another video what is vulnerable, what is blah, what is additive damage, what is multiplicative damage, what are infernal hordes, what are greater effects, that sort of stuff, what is a rotation, and that sort of thing. So anyway, I shall cut it now. That's the build. It can handle anything and everything that the game throws at you. It is so powerful when it's properly built. You can enter Infernal Hordes 8, right? That's the highest, and you can take 3 people with you that do nothing, and you can still carry the entire thing all by yourself. That's how powerful it is. But of course, as I said, that requires kind of better gear and definitely better role. And anyway, that's it, and I will see you on stream, guys. Bye bye.